Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel.
4 months before the May 2022 national elections, President Rodrigo Duterte revealed he will start talking about the presidential candidates publicly and their negative issues in the right time. He said he would talk about the most corrupt among them. He made the statement during his pre-recorded public address for this week.
Sino yung pinaka-corrupt na kandidato? Sino yung kandidato na, this is part of, hindi ako namumulitika. I'm talking to you as your president. There are things such which you must know sa aking trabaho. And ito, kailangan ilalabas ko kasi we are talking of elections. We are talking of our country and the next rulers, so to say, so to speak.
The chief executive reiterated it is his obligation to reveal the truth, including naming the most corrupt. He also talked about a candidate who he describes as someone who cannot be the chief executive.
Meron dyan, Jose, talagang hindi pwede maging presidente. Meron naman dyan ang presidente pero masyadong corrupt. Kala lang kasi ng mga tao malinis pero yung mga nag-transact sa business sa kanya, official business, pati yung mga Chinese nagreklamo na masyadong corrupt daw. So meron naman dito na hopelessly, I think, hindi dapat na presidente. Medyo kulang talaga. Kulang. Everyday may sasabihin siya na mali o baski the fundamentals yung of what a person na gusto ma-presidente dapat.
The president said it is up to the public to believe what he will expose about the presidential bets. But the palace defended the president and said his information are based on intelligence reports which only he would access.
Sinabi naman ni Pangulo kagabi na syempre as president, he has a wide array of sources of information. Bilang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, siyempre marami po siyang mga sources, vetted intel reports, and other various sources at his disposal bilang Pangulo.
Until now, the administration of President Duterte has yet to name the presidential candidate he will support during the 2022 national elections.
Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso said that President Rodrigo Duterte is still a voter and is entitled to his own opinion. This was after the president said he would talk about presidential candidates and reveal the most corrupt in due time. Moreno said it is the right of the president to disclose those who are corrupt.
Botante pa rin si President Duterte. Boboto pa rin si President Duterte. On top of his obligation, being the president, he's still the citizen of the country. He's entitled to his observation.
Leo Didi Guzman in his FB post challenged President Duterte to release evidence regarding his recent pronouncement against the unnamed presidential candidates. Meanwhile, Senator Panfilo Lacson in his Twitter post said the Department of Transportation should establish first its on-site vaccination in MRT stations before implementing the no vaccine, no ride policy. He urged the government to stop using the people as guinea pigs. Senator Manny Pacquiao in a press release said that under his administration, he will double the salary of all government teachers and would intervene to improve the living standards of their counterparts in the private sector. In order to finance the wage increase of government teachers, Pacquiao said that the government would get funds from various sources, including its savings from corruption, which according to Pacquiao is around 700 billion to 1 trillion pesos per year. In a news release, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos assures Bicolanos that they will not left behind and will be included in the tickets programs of governance. This is despite that Bicol region is known bailiwick of his rival Vice President Leni Robredo. The unity assured that political leanings and alliances will not play a factor in bringing progress and equal opportunities for everyone. VP Robredo meanwhile visited the island community in Sulu. She visited their project in the area, particularly the construction of a timber footbridge for the community.
Ngayon, madali na yung pagdala ng produkto dito. Yung teacher in charge po ng Pag-asinan Elementary School, nagkakwento siya na sobrang tulong nito lalo ngayong pandemic. Kasi yung mga magulang na nandun sa sitio na kukuha ng mga modules, hindi na nahihirapan.
So, Leni Duwag naman ngayon ang trending mga kababayan sa Twitter. Depensa naman agad yung mga pinklawan kung bakit tinanggihan ni Lomi yung interview ng DCRH. Oh, sa inyo okay yung tumanggi. Pag doon sa kampo ni Bongbong Marcos, laging may controversy, minasama ninyo agad. Di ba? Ano nakikita yung talagang hindi patas na pagtrato ninyo? Di ba? Sa mga Marcoses, tapos dito sa mga kandidatong dilawan, magkampi-kampi pa kayo. O di ba? Ito ngayon mga kababayan, backfire agad sa kanila. The other day, yung trending sa Twitter, Marcos Duwag. Kasi hindi nagpa-unlock sa interview kasi bias si Jessica. Ngayon naman, mga kababayan, trending yung Leni Duwag, hashtag Leni Duwag. Sabi ko sa inyo. Asa na yun? Yung balita. Ibigay ko sa inyo, mga kababayan. Leni Duwag, hashtag trending sa Twitter. Robredo tinanggihan ang live interview ng DCRH. Kita ninyo? Para sa isang presidential live interview na bakit ikaw? Baka mga kababayan yung rason nito. Live niya kasi pag live, yung mga mali-maling sagot, diretso agad sa audience. Pero kung recorded, pakinggan muna namin na niya. Yung medyo, alisin na. Di ba? Kaya siguro mga kababayan, wag muna niya. I-reschedule natin. Wag live. Possibly ganon. Pero si Bongbong Marcos, mga kababayan, kinol, live, ay, walang problema kay Bongbong Marcos. Diba kita niya yung recorded? Kay Jessica, hindi niya kinol. Bias nga. Sa DCRH po, tingin mga kababayan ng kampo ni Bongbong Marcos, medyo, kahit dilawan din yung DCRH, medyo fair niya yung host. Nasa host, di ba? Sa isang Facebook post ni Antonio P. Contreras, Social Political Science Professor ng DLSU, Manila, ibinahagi niya ang schedule ng mga presidential candidates na lalahok sa naturang live interview. Tingnan natin dito, mga kababayan. 2.5 hours of one-on-one interview of presidential candidates by a panel aired live in unedited. Dito siguro medyo kinabahan si Lumi. Baka niya, sumablay tayo dyan. Unedited niya through multimedia and multi-channel platforms. Ano niya gagawin natin? Sabihin mo niya na conflict. Pero niya, sabihin mo niya na, sabihin niya natin na willing naman tayo basta't hindi conflict. Diba? Yung schedule po ng mga interviews, si Bongbong Marcos, ano ngayon? 23? O 25, si Bongbong Marcos. January 25, 4 to 6:30 p.m. Yung schedule po, pari-parihas para alam ninyo. Di ba? Na-invite din po si Leody Di Guzman, Wednesday, January 26, same time. Ping Lacson, Friday po siya. Friday, January 28. Tapos si Manny Pacquiao, January 29. Ngayon, sabi rito sa balita, these candidates were the ones who confirmed and accepted the invitation. Isko Moreno has yet to confirm. Tapos, itong si Lomi po, declined the invitation. May ikon na niya, conflict. Wag kami. Di ba? Sinong inuuto ninyo? Ayaw ninyo kasi live. Unedited siya. Yung mga sablay na tanong, hindi tanong. Yung mga sablay na sagot pala. Hindi matatanggal. Ayun. Baka niya imbis na dumami yung boboto sa atin, lalong nabawasan. Sabi ko sa inyo, wala sa listahan si Manila Mayor Isko Moreno at Leni Robredo. Ayon kay Contreras, hindi pa nagkumpirma. Habang tinanggihan ni Lomi. Samantala, sa magkaiwalay na Facebook post, sinabi ni Contreras na nire-respeto niya ang naging desisyon ni Robredo. Tama yun. Wala man ang pilitan. Di ba? Kung ayaw ng kandidato, hindi, ano magagawa natin? Itong mga interviews na to, mga kababayan, sa totoo lang, malaking tulong din siya. Although, sabi ko nga, most of this content designed, mga kababayan, by programmers, TV, radio programmers. Mainly, ang purpose niya is to generate revenues. Di ba? Yung public service doon, yung negosyo ng mainstream media is public service. Di ba? Parang public utility. Public utility. Pero it's a business. Kung hindi nga po ako nagkakamali, just to give you information, most of this invited, may mga kuha na po sila, may mga pre-arranged na placement. May pre-arranged placement po sila. Di man po yan libre. Yan po ang pagkakaalam ko kasi sabi ko nga, galing ako dyan. So, yung mismong dinisenyong programa, may mga sponsors yun. And parang yung invitation po sa pagiging judge sa Miss Universe. Yun. Di ba? Kasi major sponsor yung isang company, major sponsor, ibig sabihin nagbigay ng halaga in support sa Miss Universe beauty pageant, major sponsor siya. Ang values niya, yung product, ma-advertise kung anong company yon, plus the president or anyone, any representative of the company would sit as a judge. Ganon po. Di ba? Ganon. Dito naman po, usually ganon ang paka-design ng mga presidential interviews. It is, a public service program, but the objective as well, kasama na doon, to generate income to the company. Halimbawa doon sa GMA, ilang milyon yung na-generate noon. Sabi na bawasan because some sponsors nag-withdraw kasi si Bongbong Marcos, the crowd drawer, hindi sumama. Sa DCRH could be, ganun din, mga kababayan. And this time, si Bongbong Marcos nandun. So, people will, watch majority of the Filipinos, kasi nakita mo naman yung support kay Bongbong Marcos, laging landslide. So, malamang, in this, at least doon sa episode na yon sa 25, makikita ninyo dyan yung trend ng viewership or listenership ng DCRH. Talagang magpipik siya. So, makikita mo doon sa talaga kung sino yung nagdodraw ng tawag dito, maraming listeners to the station. And makikita din ninyo yon kung saan lumagay ng placement yung mga sponsors. That includes, of course, yung kung sino yung kandidato. Mga pre-arrange na po yon. Interview na niya kita. Pero, sir, ganun kami nung nasa mainstream ako. Pero, sir, siyempre naman, malaking tulong din ito sa inyo. We have rates. Ito yung rates. Pero, malaking tulong sa inyong mileage. Usually, yung kandidato nag-agree sa ganon. Basta't fair yung mga questions. Pre-arrange po yan. Be it live o hindi. Sabi ko nga po, mga kababayan, nung ako nasa mainstream, yung mga questions po, nakalista na yon. And you cannot ask questions, mga kababayan, na outside doon sa gusto ng kandidato. You cannot ask questions. Iwan ko dito kung ganun din yung... Dito sa amin ganun eh. And usually we patterned it sa mga experiences in Metro Manila as we also attend seminars on how to, generate more revenues in times of political season. Ito po, binibigay ko sa inyo based on my personal knowledge of, the operations of media companies. Kasi I've been there, sabi ko nga po sa inyo mga kababayan. O ngayon, dito sa isyong ito na nag-trending, sabi ni Antonio Contreras, I respect Robredo's decision to decline the invitation of DCRH in Manila Times to attend. Bakit ikaw? A live panel interview of presidentiables. Much as I was looking forward to the opportunity of asking her questions as one of the panelists, I cannot only but take cognizance of the fact that it is well within her right to choose which forum and venue she would like to attend. After all, this is a free country. And Bakit Ikaw is just one of the many platforms through which the candidates can offer themselves for public scrutiny, where we are in a pluralist democracy where no one has a monopoly of the venues for legitimate political discourse. I urge people to desist from passing judgment on Mrs. Robredo and just learn to respect her choice. Maganda yung treatment nila sa pag-decline ni Lome. Pero kay Bongbong Marcos po, ang daming masasamang salita na narinig tayo.